Do you want the music on or off?
I don't know, it's kind of like, it's got a good swell to it.
Yeah. Alright.
Although it's probably going to switch to something just Daxter's halfway through.
Are you gonna go while you do the recap?
Yeah, I would finish this fight. Because you're the only one in focus right here, so it's all on you. Oh.
Hello, Kylie.
Wow.
This is for you.
No.
No? Okay. Last time on Dungeons and Dragons. Our heroes began the evening as most good evenings are begun, with a nap. Harlan set a trap on the newly revealed staircase and the group bedded down for the evening. While keeping watch, Aldra heard kobolds speaking on the other side of the door, in Yip-Yak, a derivative of the Draconic language. It was difficult to parse, but luckily she spoke Elvish, Common, and one exotic language of choice.
Which she decided right then.
This door was open before, one kobold spoke. The killers must be in here, said another. Should I get Mother? A third said. At least 3 voices. Better wake up the gang. Our merry band startled from their sleep and decided to brave the stairs before their pursuers made it through the door. As they descended the stairs, torches lit up around them, burning with green, arcane energy. At the bottom of their descent was a stone sarcophagus that radiated strong magic. There were no other exits than the way they came. The sickly green light in the room revealed no secret doors. The spot was properly spooky. If anything, our heroes could say that this sarcophagus was where, but they thought, nah, forget it. There's magic in there. The sarcophagus was adorned with carvings that told the sad tale of an ancient war between humans and kobolds. They told of a warrior princess that fought bravely for her kobold kin with the help of a giant boar. The last scene told of tragedy. The kobolds were defeated. There was also an inscription. Here lies Drongo, the hero of our time, Aldra read aloud. A wave of arcane energy flared from the sarcophagus at the mention of the name. What was that? Mealy asked. I think it was because they said Drongo, Lurik answered. Another wave of arcane energy spread throughout the room. Shit, we better not say that name anymore, Harlan said. The party agreed to avoid any further mention of the warrior princess's name. Rev's attention, however, was only partially focused on the conversation. Something was drawing him to the sarcophagus. What treasures are you hiding, he wondered. So we won't say the name, the party accepting Rev said nearly in unison. Who, Drogo? Shh, the party insisted. That's not even the right name, Lurik added. Sorry, Drongo, Rev said. With that, a third burst of arcane energy spread through the room. The party turned on one another. Some scrambled to get to the sarcophagus, while others tried to stop them. A kerfuffle ensued, which resulted in Rev doing an Enter the Dragon-style flying kick, which sent the heavy stone lid clambering to the ground. Meanwhile, the party of pursuing kobolds, who had finally made their way through the door, did the sensible thing and ran for the hills. They saw the bones of a hero, representing a long-gone age of kobold nobility, and the last hope of a proud civilization ceremoniously laid to rest. More importantly, they saw magic items. Through a force outside of herself, Aldra was drawn to pick up the scimitar laying across the chest of the long-dead paragon. As she did, the scene of Drongo's final battle played inside of her head, while she simultaneously tried to murder her companions in real life. The party would have surely perished at the hands of the cleric, if not for Lurik's quick intervention. You see, he had trained his whole life in the use of a mighty weapon, more ancient than any blade, more powerful than any spear or cudgel. Our heroes had only seen the Furbolg's abilities once before. With lightning speed, he drew his blanket from his bag and grabbed the blade from Aldra.
Lurik is Kylie's character. That's not here tonight. Sorry.
The blade had no sway over Lurik's strong will, but it could still manipulate the others. Each person now saw Lurik holding something precious to them, a holy symbol, a medallion. Harlan saw a street urchin being suffocated in Lurik's arms and aimed for the most accessible target, the knees. He hit Lurik with his hand axe and the blade was sent flying. As it clambered to the ground, Rev realized his compulsion and formulated a plan. It began with a vicious mockery. Once again, he waved his arms in the ancient motions and reached deep into the cunning realms of his mind. "You dildo," he said. It was a devastating blow that gave the blade a newfound sense of caution and respect for his foe. The blade tried one more appeal. It took the form of an injured Bob Buttons, Mealy's dear companion and familiar. Surely she would rush over to help.
Nope.
It'll be fine. Stone cold Mealy. Knowing that her will was too strong, the blade took its true form. Blade of power, Mealy thought as she promptly picked it up. The party collectively agreed that Mealy was the last person that should be holding the malevolent weapon of arcane power. As the energy coursed through her body and into the blade, the arcane power spit forth as blasts of eldritch energy at her comrades. Harlan moved to intercept as Rev leapt into the sarcophagus, phase 2 of his plan. Harlan smashed Mealy's hand against the sarcophagus and took the blade for himself. He turned to his party and let out a loud, feral, bloodthirsty, fierce, unintelligible, awe-inspiring, and spine-chilling battle cry. It was the sound of war engines moving, the sound of drums in battle, the sound of castle walls crashing. He turned to his friends with wildness in his eyes like a honey badger focused on murder and mayhem. The green light of the room revealed the tautness of his muscles as he screamed terror at them. He was a coiled spring. Meanwhile, Rev had moved to phase 3 of his plan and was putting magical items on as fast as he could on top of the crushed bones of a legendary kobold hero. Harlan stopped screaming when Rev slipped on the boar's head pendant, and the blade suddenly appeared in his hands. "Everybody get out," he said. Our heroes quickly complied, and he was left alone with the blade, a truckload of other magical items, his thoughts, and the desecrated remains of the most important kobold in history. Rev lay back in the sarcophagus as the scimitar shared the rest of the sad tale. He saw images of kobolds murdered, enslaved, and cast out of their homes by the colonizing humans. He saw the keep demolished and driven into the ground by powerful magics. After the vision, Rev, now burdened with great purpose and still adorned in over half a dozen magical items that were made to fit a kobold, jumps from the sarcophagus. His tiny boots made no sound as they hit the ground. Capitalizing on his newfound ability, he attempts to sneak up on his comrades who are watching him from around the corner. And that is where we will start tonight's adventure.
Yes, thank you.